everyone. Welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. Today we are doing an old standard for GLPs. This one is called Sextant, and it's in their Old London series. Now, Sextant is an English blend, and it's in a broken flake. It contains Kentucky, Latakia, Oriental, and Virginias. And it has a little bit of a topping on it. It's got a little bit of a rum topping on it. Comes in 2-ounce tins and 8-ounce tins. And you can get this at Smoking Pipes. You can get it at Four Noggins. You can get it at Cup of Joe's. So there's a few places out there that this is available. Strength to this is medium to strong. Flavoring on this is considered to be mild. And the taste is medium to full. So let's go ahead and start talking about GLP's Sextant.
So, going on the tin note, just right out of the tin, you already smell an English forward tobacco, but it's that rum topping that got me on this one. That's why I really enjoyed this one so much more than I've enjoyed some other Navy English blends or Navy blends or anything with a rum topping. Is just the way they did the topping on this one. I'm not sure how, but just added that flavor complexity to just the tin note to really make me go, yes, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, the rum topping on it's mild. It's not real strong at all. You can smell it, but it's not alcohol-y. It's more of you're getting that kind of a sweet molasses scent from that rum.
Yes.
And you're smelling, because this is a Latakia forward blend, and so you're getting that smokiness from the Latakia, that kind of incense smell.
Woodsy smell.
There's also spice in there as well. But I'm not getting much more than that. I'm getting the rum topping, and I'm getting a lot of the Latakias. Don't smell much of the Orientals in there, and I don't get a whole lot of the Virginia smell in there.
No, it's mostly the Latakia, and then that rum topping that you kind of get when you're smelling it, and it's a very pleasant tin note.
The Kentucky's come out a little bit on that. I think that's where some of that spice might be coming from.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, some of the Kentucky's coming forward. What do you think about the taste on this?
Well, this is my first try.
Yeah.
I'm giving you my first impression on this, and right off the bat, you get that taste from the Latakia, that smokiness. Some of the spice from the Orientals come out. A little sweetness from the Virginias are in there a little bit as well. I like the mouth feel. It's nice. It's kind of a creamy mouth feel.
Yeah, really thick.
The rum hitch when you light it first. That rum topping kicks in, but then it goes away.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I liked the most about this blend is just how they've integrated that rum topping into this tobacco without it being, to my opinion, making the bowl too hot, making the smoke too hot, making the flavor way alcohol-y, is how you kind of put it earlier. And that's, it's a nice nuance into the tobacco instead of it being a forward front like they just put the tobacco in the tin, then they dropped a shot of rum on top and then sealed it and started putting it out there.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get, I've been smoking this now for about 15 minutes, and I'm about halfway through it, and now I'm starting to get a little bit of the spice coming through.
From the Orientals and the
and the Kentucky especially. The Kentucky gives it kind of a little more potency. And I'm still deciding whether I like that or not. I'm not sure, because most of the English blends that I smoke doesn't have that really spicy kick to it, you know?
This is the kind of English stuff that I like to smoke, is something like this with that. And I don't know if it's really classified as its own family. I'm sure it's not a Navy blend, but I purchase a lot of these that have a tag on them, like Navy blend. Like, we did the Black Frigate, and that's the same thing. It comes from a Navy blend style of family, which is basically, from what I did research on and remember reading, is it's just a mixture of an English blend tobacco that has had some things added to it to make it have some longevity for the long sea voyages that they made back in time, such as a tobacco like this on their old London series. They just added some flavors with some rum and some Virginias and some Kentucky leaves that had some longevity to it to really give it some strength. And
without the rum topping, if this didn't have the rum topping, this would remind me a lot of the Old Kentucky that we tried. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
That McBaron HH Old Kentucky. And it also has hints of, that Peter Heinrichs that I smoked, the Dark Strong.
Yep.
It has hints of that too.
Yep.
It's a little stronger, a little bolder than the Peter Heinrichs or the Orlick Kentucky blend. Yeah. It's a little heavy for me so far.
And I like the feeling of just that creamy, thick, smoky feeling in just when I inhale and then exhale. It just really feels like a satisfying puff, a good taste to just what seems to me is just a really good smoke. I really enjoy those type of blends, and this one I've had the hardest time trying to find a good additive with a rum additive to a blend, anything that wasn't overpowering the tobacco itself or just making it way too hot for me to smoke. And this one really brings that forward. Its taste is supposed to be mild. I would definitely put this as a medium to a full taste.
This is a full-bodied for me.
Yeah,
this is a full-bodied. And I think it's mostly due to that Kentucky that's in there. I'm starting to get a little bit of kind of a plum taste in there. I'm starting to get a little bit of kind of a lemony taste, I guess, from the Virginias.
Yeah, yep. At the end, because I've smoked this tobacco probably 7-10 times. I've made it through a good top half of the 10, just myself alone smoking this. And there at the end, it always kind of finishes off with a little more grassiness, a little more sweeter flavors at the end. And I haven't had a problem at all with any dawdle so far with it, or with any a lot of blends that I get with liquor toppings have some problems right there when I get to the end of the bowl. This one I haven't had those problems with.
Yeah,
it's a very good tobacco. What do you think about the moisture level?
Well, it came to us a little bit moist. I think drying it out does it some good.
And even though they cut it, and I think that's when it comes to just tin readiness, when they cut it, because they caked it, pressed it, and then they cut it, because they added the rum to it, then they made the cake form out of it and let it dry age for a bit, and then they cut it up. It's still a little chunky for me, so I feel like it needs to have some rubbing out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's a broken flake, and so I like it. I like to rub it out, but I don't like to cram it in there in this chunky style. It just seems to burn easier for me, but definitely to me it's a little wet and needs to be dried out for about 30 minutes or so. Yeah. What about the Nick hit on this? What are you thinking?
This one is a medium Nick.
This has got some punch.
This is a strong, full-bodied smoke. There's no nuances about that to me where it's like, well, how do you feel? It's a good full-bodied smoke to me.
It's got some punch. This is an after dinner kind of smoke. You need to have full stomach when you're doing this one.
Yeah.
It's got a good aroma.
A great room note to me. Just because it's not overpowering. It's pleasant. Kind of like the last tobacco we did, where the room note is pleasant to people who know what's going on with that smoke. They can come in and go, well, that's a lot of key.
I get a little hint of the rum in the room note. Also some woodiness in the room note is what I get. And it seems to linger. It hangs around for a while.
It's definitely a stronger smoke. And I'm just really pleasantly impressed with this blend. I've tried a couple GL pieces on their Navy Blend series. I've tried some other tobacco blend makers, their Navy Blend series and their Cellar series, things like that. A lot of them have some type of alcohol topping. This one by far is my favorite.
Huh. Well, I mean, it's a tasty blend, but it's just not my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. It doesn't bite.
No,
it doesn't seem to get harsh. It's a little rough. It's a little rough. It's got
just
bold, a real bold taste.
Maybe that's what it is, the difference between us on it right now. If you were to say this was your third or fourth bowl, potentially because you know what you're getting into with this smoke, you would be able to enjoy it more.
I've noticed that this one starts off, it gets fuller, richer as you smoke it through to the end.
Yeah.
It starts off a little more mild and then gets
It's just
robust.
heavier and heavier as the charcoal bedding that you're building just goes
the
down.
lot of Kia in here is surprisingly not real heavy. You would think that we're talking about these, full flavors and stuff like that. I think that's coming from the Kentucky.
I do too.
I don't think that's coming from the lot of Kia.
They have. I think they have a very good blend of that Oriental Turkish, some of the spices from the Orientals, and then the spice from the Kentucky. I think there's a great melding between the two on this.
And the rum is not. It doesn't. I don't know if this would be considered an English aromatic because of the rum topping, but it really doesn't come through that much. Especially here now towards the end, I'm not getting so much of the rum. I'm getting more of the tobacco flavors from it. So it's not a traditional English. This is interesting. This is different. Not necessarily and I might try it in a bigger bowl.
Yeah.
This smaller bowl, this more compact bowl, kind of makes everything
all
more potent.
Stuff stick together.
I might try it in a bigger bowl and see what it would do in that. We talked about it comes in 2-ounce tins and 8-ounce tins. The price breakdown on this is about $5.74 an ounce.
So a little higher up there than what.
That's what you're going to pay though for tins and stuff like that.
Yeah, tins you're going to get a little higher up there on the price ranges, and certainly with some blends such as GL Pease.
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time, and they've got some great tobaccos that just.
Oh yeah, he's magnificent. He's really good at what he does. All right, well, you got anything else you want to say about this blend?
Just that. For a blend coming out of the tin note where you smell all this complexity and then you have such a full-bodied smoke, that's the kind of flavors that I look for. Coming back from a cigarette smoking background where that's, we haven't mentioned it in a long time, but some of our backgrounds really lead to the kind of tastes that we want going forward in our smokes in our life, and this takes me kind of to a point where at least I know every hit, every draw, every puff is a full-bodied, very smoke-heavy enjoyment to me. And this is really up my alley. It, for the longest time, used to be Virginia's because of how nice they burn, how easily they smoke, and how grassy and full the smoke is. This is a great tobacco for me to get out of my comfort zone of the Virginias, and that's why I like this blend. It's really starting to make me go, okay, how many more of these are like that out there? How many more like this? And this is the one that actually inspired me to do Black Frigate, all those other Blockade Runners, all those other tobaccos that are Navy blends like that with a lot of Kia in it.
Well, this one is definitely different than what I've tried before, and I'm glad I've tried it because this is how you build your palate.
Yep.
This is how you find out what you like and what you don't like, and so even a bad smoke is an educational smoke.
Yeah.
So you're learning about things, and we tried loading these pipes differently
in a new way.
I've got 3 different ways now of how I load pipes. And I think that might be a good thing to talk about next week.
Yeah, I've got 4 that I've tried.
Well,
before.
next week. I think that'd be a good thing to talk about. Is how we load the pipes. We can kind of demonstrate
get our favorite tobaccos and just show which ways we do it.
And line up 4 pipes and try it.
Yeah.
And see what we think about each way to load the pipe.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat. Also, guys, Cup of Joes, smoking pipes. I don't know if 4 Noggins. I may have seen 4 Noggins come in with some stuff like this, but they're going to run out. They've got Rattrays, they've got Robert McConnell,
Yeah.
and they've got Peter Heinrichs. I could not find Peter. I stocked up on the Dark Strong, and I've got probably about 3 pounds of that in my cellar.
Oh, wow.
But last week, Smoking Pipes had a whole shipment of Peter Heinrichs, all of them. And so I spent a lot of money getting some more Peter Heinrichs. So we're going to, in the near future, we're going to try some different Peter Heinrichs also as well.
Absolutely.
A nice German blend. So, all right.
I can't get over how much I enjoy this smoke. For a blend that I thought I was very hesitant on, that I was like, I don't know, I've never had real success with these blends. Never really had.
There's, what we do, what we provide is one way to learn a little bit about tobaccos. But the real way is to just get out there and try it. Smoke a bowl and see what you think. Yep. All right. Well, if that's all we've got today, this was GL Pease Sextant. What are you going to rate it?
I'm going to give this one a 3.5. 3.5 shots. I want to give it 4, but it's just, I haven't smoked it and really gotten to enjoy it enough for me to say, is it one of, because I've only had a couple that go 4 and above tobaccos, and I don't know if I put it in my top 5 rotation yet. So, and I feel like those are the ones that I kind of reserve my 4 shots for.
Cool. What's your favorite right now? What are you smoking the most?
Still, Virginia Gentleman.
Virginia Gentleman.
It is still.
Me right now, I'm bouncing back and forth between Mississippi River.
Yep.
And the English Oriental Supreme from Peter Stokeby.
Yep.
I'm bouncing back a lot between those two right now. All right, cool. Well, next week we will have some new stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, so you said
3.5. How many
3.5.
you?
I'm going to give it. I don't want to give it that low of a rating, but this is not for
Your
me
cup of
right
tea,
now.
yeah?
So I'm going to give it 2.5.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just heavier than what I want to smoke.
It's really
especially
heavy. On
now
a
that
hot
it's
summer
90
day.
degrees in Texas,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea right now. So I'm going to give it a 2.5. So that averages out to a 3.
Yep.
So here's 3 shots. There's 2. And here's 3.
There we go.
So we are giving it 3 shots for GL Pease Sextant. All right, well, again, thanks for coming, and I really appreciate you bringing some new stuff to the house so that I can try it.
Yeah,
this is interesting. It really is. For you guys that smoke a lot and like a heavy smoke,
yeah,
this is really a pretty good tobacco. Other than the fact that I just don't like it to be that heavy.
That's the thing. It's not a bitey, hot, but very full-bodied smoke. It's a great middle ground for those of you that just want to see and feel every bit about how heavy a smoke can be. This one's a pretty good one.
All right. Well, we had a lot of comments this last week, and I was able to answer back to all of those. Keep sending those comments. We're going to try to get some of the ones that you guys have been asking for on the list to do, and also we've got some new things coming in as well. So anyway, that's coming soon. Hopefully next week I'll have my other sons with me, along with Nathan. So
yeah, that'd be nice.
Maybe we can have all 4 of us here doing that.
Yep.
Sounds good. Everybody, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget,
make all your piping moments count, guys.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.